Hey, today I wanted to talk about a subject that's near and dear to my heart, documentary filmmaking. And yes, I believe documentary filmmaking can be at the core of your marketing efforts. I went to film school many years ago as someone interested deeply in documentary. My first year in film school in Chicago, I actually got to learn from a BBC director. And my first paid project ever was on a film nominated for an Academy Award for editing, yes, a documentary, Hoop Dreams. Those are other stories, and I will come back to those at some times because there's great value there. I learned from the best right off the bat, and I was lucky for that. Nothing else more than that. But the reason I feel so strongly about documentary films being something that you can incorporate into your marketing efforts is one that, sometimes talking heads explaining things with passion is simpler than an animated video showing your products or even showing a scripted piece that kind of talks about many of the benefits and features, of course, of your products. So having people talk about them sometimes humanizes them. And I really think that a documentary film, when done right, can allow you to dive deep. Prepare well, ask questions about your brand, whether you're doing it for yourself or whether you're involved, interviewing others and talking about their brand. But basically do your homework, understand the motivations, and really that's what it really comes down to me, is getting into the why of why people have designed things that they have, why people feel passionately about what what they're making or what they're putting out into the world, and really go deep into that. I think that's vital. I also think that documentary film gives you a chance as a marketer, not just to tell your story in those kind of human terms and those kind of plain spoken terms and those kind of passionate ways, but it also, you go into the project with an idea of what your how you're positioning a product and how you want to talk about a product or a brand or a line of products. But what happens often is that a documentary, when done well, will actually expand that view. You'll actually learn something different about why you're doing something or why it's important to the world. And so while interviewing people who are developing products or even customers, you will actually expand the vantage point of that initiative. So my point is that you can do a documentary, you can kind of connect with your audiences, give them something honest and real to connect with, but you also might expand the viewpoint. And so that's something that you can then grab onto and create other videos, create other marketing efforts to kind of reinforce what you've learned. And it actually might feed back into your company, if you're doing this for yourself, where you actually might instill into your company's mission or internal training, something that you learned in documentary. So it's a way to communicate, it's a way to expand, it's a way to kind of re-understand perhaps what you're all about. And so for that reason, I think documentary film, when done well, is a powerful force for you. Now I'll come back with technical tips on how to interview people, how to position the camera. I'll tell the stories about Hoop Dreams, which again was one of the great experiences ever, an early training, and of course experiences that I've had with brands ever since. I hope you find this helpful. I hope I whet your appetite a little bit about the power of documentary in marketing your brand and your products. And thanks for staying tuned, and please subscribe.